welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about something super important, especially if you're over 60, why memory tends to fade and early warning signs your brain might be struggling. If you're in your 60s or beyond, or caring for aging parents, this is truly must-know info. Because the sooner you spot these signs, the more you can do to protect your memory and keep enjoying life. Why does memory slip after 60? So let's take a look at what's actually happening inside your brain. After age 60, the brain starts to shrink a little. We lose some nerve cells and the connections that store and process memories. Studies show the brain can lose 2 to 5% of its volume every decade after 60, depending on lifestyle and genes. On top of that, blood flow to the brain slows down. That means less oxygen and fewer nutrients are getting delivered. Without enough oxygen, your brain cells can't produce energy efficiently, which makes your mind feel slower, foggier. And then there's something called oxidative stress. Free radicals basically attacking your brain like tiny rust spots on metal. Since the brain uses a ton of oxygen, it's extra vulnerable. Add in long-term inflammation from carrying extra weight, being inactive, or poor eating habits, and over time it starts to damage brain tissue too. Early warning signs to watch for. Now let's go over the signs that your memory might be slipping. Forgetting names or common words. It's normal to blank on someone's name once in a while, but if you often forget the names of close friends or family, or can't come up with simple words, it's worth paying attention. Forgetting what you plan to do. Maybe you tell yourself, I'll call the doctor after lunch, but by the afternoon it's completely gone. Or you head to the store for milk and come back with everything but milk. Repeating questions or stories. You might ask the same thing several times in one conversation without realizing it. Family might laugh it off, but it's actually a sign short-term memory is struggling. Having trouble planning or doing easy math. Balancing a small bill or adding up groceries might suddenly feel confusing. Or you try to follow a recipe and end up skipping steps or mixing them up. Getting lost in familiar voices. If you're driving your usual route to the store and suddenly can't remember where to turn, that's a bigger red flag. Why catching it early matters. Look, everyone forgets things now and then. It happens to all of us. But when these slip-ups start happening more often or make daily life harder, it's time to take them seriously. The best part is, if you catch it early, you can often slow it down or even see improvements. Just by tweaking your diet, moving more, getting good sleep, and sticking with a few simple daily habits, you can make a huge difference. Why early detection and action really matter. A lot of people think memory loss is just part of getting old, but that's not totally true. Science shows that even if your brain has started to decline a little, you can slow it down and keep your mind sharp for years. There are plenty of folks in their 80s or 90s who can still remember stories from decades ago in amazing detail. Their secret? They've built healthy daily habits, eating well, staying lightly active, keeping a positive outlook, and spending time with family and friends. What happens if you ignore the signs? If you don't catch it early, brain cells keep getting damaged without you realizing it. Then one day, when memory loss is obvious and scary, people rush to see a doctor, but by then it's often much harder to treat. It's kind of like a tree that's rotted at the roots for years. By the time you notice the problem, there may be nothing left to save. Wrapping up and teasing the next video. So don't wait until your memory slips too much to start paying attention. Look for the little signs now and start making small lifestyle changes today. In the next video, we'll go through the best foods to keep your brain healthy, stay sharp, and lower your risk of Alzheimer's or dementia. If this sounds helpful, be sure to hit subscribe so you won't miss it. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. So once you've got your blood flowing, your lungs filling with fresh oxygen, and your social life giving your brain a good workout, there's one more piece to this puzzle, and it might be the tastiest of all. Let's talk about food for your brain, because what you put on your plate doesn't just fuel your muscles or keep your belly full. It literally builds and repairs your brain. Neuron by neuron, connection by connection. So here are 7 simple foods you can start adding today that science shows are powerful for keeping your mind sharp after 60. First up, berries. Blueberries, strawberries, raspberries. They're tiny but mighty. Packed with antioxidants, they fight the rust that slowly damages your brain cells over time. Think of them as little bodyguards protecting your memory. Second, leafy greens. Spinach, kale, Swiss chard. They're full of vitamin K, lutein, and folate. Studies show people who eat more greens have brains that look years younger on scans. So toss a handful into your eggs or blend them into a smoothie. Third, walnuts. Isn't it funny they even look like tiny brains? That's because they're loaded with omega-3s and other fats that strengthen your brain cell walls. Just a small handful a day can make a big difference. Fourth, fatty fish, like salmon, sardines, and trout. They're rich in DHA, which is literally a building block for your brain. People who eat fish regularly tend to think faster and have a lower risk of Alzheimer's. Fifth, eggs, especially the yolk. It's full of choline, which helps your brain make acetylcholine, a chemical critical for memory and mood. So don't fear eggs. They're actually a fantastic brain food. Sixth, olive oil. This liquid gold isn't just good for your heart. It's loaded with compounds that protect the lining of blood vessels, including those tiny ones feeding your brain. And finally, chocolate. In moderation, of course. A small square a day gives you flavonoids that boost blood flow to your brain, plus that little mood lift chocolate always brings. Ket video. Now you might be thinking, do I need to overhaul my whole diet? Absolutely not. Just start small. Maybe swap your afternoon cookie for a handful of berries. Use olive oil instead of heavy sauces. Grill some salmon once a week. Tiny changes day by day build a younger brain. And here's what I want you to remember. Your brain isn't just a lump of gray tissue. It's the keeper of all your stories, your laughter, your dreams, your precious memories of people you love. So every small choice you make today, whether it's taking a deep breath, enjoying a plate of greens, or sharing a laugh with a friend, is like giving your future self a wonderful gift. Now I'd love to hear from you. What's one simple thing you're going to start this week for your brain? Drop it in the comments. You might inspire someone else to take that same small step. If you found this helpful, please give this video a like. It really does help more amazing people like you find this channel. And don't forget to subscribe and tap the bell so you don't miss the next video where we'll turn these brain foods into easy, delicious meals. Until then, take care of your beautiful mind, keep it curious, keep it connected, and most of all, keep filling it with reasons to smile. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. It truly means the world to me that you spent a few minutes here taking care of your beautiful mind. If you found this helpful, please give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe and tap the bell. That way, you'll never miss our next simple, life-changing tips to keep your brain and body thriving. Until next time, stay curious, stay kind, and keep giving yourself reasons to smile. I'll see you in the next video.